I remember being in America, and I think it was Mama We're All Crazy. That's #1. And correct me if I'm wrong, Children of the Revolution, I think, was Mark singing. And it was coming up the chart, and it stuck at 2, and we held him up. We got him. And I was really satisfied. But at the same time, I was really sad, because I didn't want to kill him off, as it were.
The children of the revolution, now, now, now. Yeah!
Solid Gold Easy Action was Bolan's 4th and final single of what was unquestionably his greatest year.
Like a cat who knows that I'm right. I can't get no satisfaction. All I want is easy action, baby. Hey, hey, hey. Hold on. I can't get no satisfaction. All I want is easy action. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Woman's in the east with her headlights shining. Smiling, my wondrous walk on my telephone dialing. I can't get no satisfaction. All I want is easy action, baby. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. I know it's true, she's a dude, but all I want is easy action. I know it's true, she's a dude, but all I want is easy action. I know it's true, she's a dude, but all I want is easy action, baby.
1973 began as 1972 had finished, with Bolan high in the charts with Solid Gold Easy Action. But although he was to enjoy 3 more top 20 hits, 20th Century Boy, The Groover, and Truck on Tyke, it simply wasn't the same. He turned his back on Britain, the band started to disintegrate, and his relationship with June was destroyed.
We never stopped loving each other. The fact that we couldn't live together, or that I wasn't prepared to play second best to anybody, because I really feel I'm worth more than that, as he feels he's worth more than that. Even now I still speak of him in the present tense, because it's very strange. I don't even think of him as dead, really. But we were still in love, and the fact we couldn't get on and we couldn't live under the same roof was just something that happened. And we used to go to these horrendous divorce meetings. I mean, they were nightmares. And because Mark was worth a lot of money, there were things like settlements and property settlements and alimony monies, and even though there weren't children involved or anything, or animals, nobody was fighting over the cat and the dog and all that sort of stuff. It was how much a month you're going to get and which credit cards you can... I mean, it was absolutely awful, very painful. And we used to go to these meetings set up usually by Tony Howard, and i.e. on Mark's camp with all his team, which was no longer my team because I'd left the pitch. And I'd go and arrive with my solicitor, Anthony Rubenstein, and the two of us would sit there, and Anthony would open his briefcase, around this huge conference table. Anthony would open his briefcase and take out a packet of digestive biscuits, not even chocolate ones. And it was totally disarming. He'd give one to everybody, to all these solicitors. Everybody, all the way around the table. And then we'd sit, and they'd all munch away at their biscuits, and Anthony would close his briefcase, and then the proceedings would start. And Marc would sit one side, and I'd be the other, surrounded by all these minions, and we'd look, and we'd gradually look at each other. And at one meeting in Manchester Square, we were just, it was so devastating. It was nothing about it. It was like all these people were carving us up, taking all the years we'd spent together and like pulling them out, like pieces of a spider's web. And they were all sitting around rather like spiders, and they all had like bits of your soul, and they were all pulling on them and pinging them. And we took one look at each other, and Marc stood up and said, I'm going to the loo, and I said, I'll come with you. And we both left the room together. So everybody, as I turned to close the door behind us, there was all this sort of like blank look. Like they've both gone out of the room together. I think they thought we were going to kill each other outside, so get it over and done with. And instead we went to the lab, and not for a wee, and to get away. And Marc put the lid down and sat on it, and I sat on his knee, and we just put our arms around each other, and heads on shoulders, and just tears, not sobbing, just tears, and held really tightly, because all that was going on was absolutely nothing to do with us. And yet there we were being carved up, and we could have stopped it, but we didn't know how, and we were all being advised to do this, that, and the other. And so it went on, and it went on for a long time. So I went away and lived in Mexico for 2.5 years. And so we had the decree nisi, which I went to court for, which was so horrendous. I hated it. It's horrid. But you have to apply for an absolute. Either Marc or I have to apply. And none of us would. And we never did. So we were always married, even though we couldn't be together.